Hello, everybody. It's been a while now since I made a video, probably almost, no, it was over 2 years. I stopped making videos originally because my information was leaked to the public and I got threats, but I'm back now because I feel like I want to give my opinion on what's been happening recently, especially with the election coming up in like 103 days. So, for those of you who haven't been paying attention, it's been crazy leading up to the 2024 election. We had the primaries that happened where it was Donald Trump as the presumptive Republican nominee. Yeah, he had challenges from people like Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, and Nikki Haley. But let's be real, he was always going to be the nominee simply because he's pretty much been in control of the party since 2016. Um, uh, we had the 2020 election where he lost. Whether you believe that was fair or not, who knows? But whatever. Trump was the presumptive Republican nominee. Since then, he wasn't gonna. He originally came out and said he wasn't gonna run, but then I think he saw what was going on under the Biden administration, and he decided to run again. So we have the Republican nominee who was nominated officially last week at the RNC. And but the thing is now it's been crazy for the election because of the fact that leading up to the RNC, you had Trump giving rallies, and then we all saw what happened, where somebody took a shot at him and tried to kill him on national TV. The shooter was a registered Republican, but you found out that he donated to Act Blue. So I know the media and the Democrats have been trying to spin that he was a Republican and he was a disfranchised MAGA member who decided to take a shot at the president, which we know isn't true because when they went through his activities, he was a loner. Supposedly he was transgender. All kinds of stuff came out. And because of that, we found out that he was a registered Republican that donated to Act Blue, which is a Democrat PAC. But that's not so much what I want to talk about. It was the fact that somebody tried to kill Trump on national TV in front of thousands of people. CNN just happened to come in and live stream, which they've never done before. Did they know what was going to happen? Who knows? There's questions that are still going on almost a week and a half later where somebody tried to kill a former president and current presidential candidate for the presidency. Somebody tried to kill Donald Trump on national TV and thankfully did not succeed. So that kind of gives you the state of where we're at as a country. I can't say that I'm appalled or really surprised, but for the past 3 years, people have said we've lived in a banana republic, and the longer this election cycle has continued, the more and more I'm beginning to believe it. And that's due to a couple things. One, we have a vice president whose job was to monitor the border. She didn't go to the border. We've had rampant inflation. We've had rampant everything. Yet those in charge don't really seem to care. You have a political party that has used lawfare against a former president, which has never happened ever in the history of the United States. Yet for 3.5, almost 4 years now, they have dragged Donald Trump through court case after court case after court case after court case after court case. And they convicted him of 94 felonies, and he had to pay money to Stormy Daniels after she came out years ago saying that story was complete, utter baloney. So it sounds like a banana republic where the government He's asked questions, they don't answer. They don't seem like they have to give an answer. They don't want to answer. Just look at the hearings on the attempted Trump assassination in Butler, Pennsylvania. For an entire week now, or almost a week now, they've been questioning people. They questioned the head of the Secret Service, was Kimberly Cheadle, and there's been no answers that she gave. It was all, I don't know. I'll have to get back to you. I'm not going to release names. So, was the Secret Service complicit in what happened with Donald Trump? I don't know. The fact that there hasn't been any transparency and that nobody seems to know whether it's the FBI, who's to blame, was it the Secret Service? Did somebody order a hit on Donald Trump? Was it just a crazy person? Nobody seems to know what's going on. Nobody seems to care to give an answer, just like nobody seemed to want to give an answer with the 2020 election. There's still questions about that, but whatever. So, are we living in a banana republic? I don't know. Are we? Are we not? Am I just crazy? Am I just seeing what I want to see? But I'd say the United States is probably the most vulnerable it's ever been in its history. And that's saying a lot. Where you have somebody trying to take out the former president of the United States. And then on top of that, now, ever since the debate, the Democrat Party has applied pressure to Biden to step down as their nominee because he did so poorly during his first debate against Trump, where he had vacant looks. He looked like he was drifting off. He looked like he couldn't form a coherent sentence. So what happened exactly? For years on years, they've been saying that he has dementia, and they came out and they said that he has dementia and that he's suffering cognitive decline. For 3.5 years, the Democrat Party and the mainstream media and all that, they went and they said, no, that's just Republican smear tactic. That's just, you trying to be political. That's you just trying to badmouth the president of the United States. Well, now they came out and said that, yeah, he does have dementia, and everyone saw it during the debate in June when him and Trump debated, and even Trump got confused where he was like, I don't know what he's saying. I don't even think he knows what he's saying. So because of that, because of his poor debate performance, and because of the fact that they can no longer hide his mental decline, for weeks now, the Democrat Party, people like Obama, Hillary, all the big Democrat names that kind of represent the Democrat Party, have applied pressure to Biden to get him to step down. And for 2 weeks, he was like, no, I'm not stepping down. You can't force me to step down. I'm not going to do it. And then this past Sunday, over X, not even an official announcement from the White House, Biden supposedly submits a letter through X, formerly Twitter, saying that due to his poor health, he was going to step down as the Democrat nominee for president. This letter, there's a bunch of questions about this letter. Was it forged? Did he actually write it? Did his staffers write it? And on top of that, speaking of his staffers didn't even know that he was going to resign. They were told an hour afterwards that he was resigning. So now you have thousands of people that who've been working for the Biden administration, who are going to be out of a job because he's no longer going to be the thing. So he was saying that he wasn't going to step down, and then he wasn't going to step down. And then after that, Biden disappeared for 5 days where nobody knew where he was. He'd been out of the public eye. Nobody knew anything about him. Even the Republicans were like, can you submit proof of life? I've heard theories from everything that Biden's dead to Biden's dying to that Biden's been dead for a week now, and that this guy that came out today saying that he's okay, is not really Biden. Believe what you want. So Biden gets COVID. Biden comes out and says the only way he'd step down is if he got a medical emergency. Then he gets COVID, supposedly after all the boosters, disappears from the public eye for like 3 or 4 days, 5 days. Nobody's sure if he's alive. And then he says that Kamala Harris is now the presumptive Democrat nominee for the presidency come November. So my question is this: Democrat voters, if you watch this, if you listen, I don't know, do you feel disenfranchised that the Democrat Party as a whole just threw out 14 million votes for people who voted for Biden in the primaries, and then they have anointed Kamala Harris as the new presidential frontrunner? If I was a Democrat voter, I'd be pissed. I would be angry. I'd be like, what do you mean that you're just throwing my vote out? So I don't know what's going on. I'm confused, and I study politics and history as a hobby. I have a degree in history. I've studied elections from everywhere. And it doesn't give me a lot of confidence knowing what's going on, given the fact that the Democrat Party as a whole just threw out all their rules, disenfranchised 14 million voters, and is anointing Kamala Harris before their convention next month. This is not the way a constitutional republic or a Republican general is supposed to do things. If they want Kamala to be the nominee, that's fine, but they should have a primary to do that. They shouldn't just anoint her because she's the vice president. And now there's rumors of Biden might resign the presidency, period. So he may even just resign as president, and Kamala automatically becomes president. This doesn't seem like the actions of a constitutional republic. This seems like the actions of a corporatocracy, or an oligarchy where you've got this small group of people making decisions. When you've got groups like Black Lives Matter coming out and saying that Kamala being named as the presumptive nominee is a bad thing, you know you're in weird times when BLM, would have been one of the most vocal critics of the conservative movement, coming out and saying that Kamala Harris being named as the presumptive nominee without a primary, you've got problems if people saying that. Kamala's not popular. She wasn't popular in California, where she was a senator or an attorney general. She's not popular even when it comes to Trump. When it comes against, she polls worse than Trump. Now, I don't believe in polls, because polls can make you say whatever you want them to say. But I'm confused. This election cycle and this time in history has been completely crazy. It's like Styx Hexenhammer, one of my favorite YouTubers, has said, it's a goddamn clown show. This is a shit show, plain and simple. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm concerned because what's going to happen in November? The Democrats know that Kamala's unpopular. They know that Trump has been gaining steam since his debate. He's gained a lot of steam and sympathy after somebody tried to kill him on national TV. So what is the plan here exactly? Is something going to happen to him where Kamala takes over? Is Kamala going to become the 47th president because Biden resigns? Is Biden even alive? See, there's a lot of questions with this election cycle that nobody's answered, and even the Democrats, who I don't always agree with during these hearings, have been saying you're not giving answers, and answers give rise to conspiracy theories. So as long as answers are not forthcoming, conspiracy theories are going to run rampant, and this is a giant thing of disinformation. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen come November. Are we going to even have an election? But rest assured that our enemies and even our allies are looking at this and going, the United States is not stable right now. Supposedly, just really quick, the State Department has taken over the duties of the presidency, and that we don't actually have a president. So I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried. Um, Thank you for listening. I'm going to make this a short video simply because I don't really have much to say. I'm just kind of airing what I feel and my confusion. So I'm back. Hopefully, if more happens, I'll make more videos. This is, like I said, this is the first video I've made in like 2.5 years. So you all take care. You all have a wonderful day and stay safe. Thank you. Goodbye.